Hello, welcome to my presentation of my game. I'm here to instruct you on how to play the game and different mechanics going on in the game. The name of my game is Blood and Sand, Princess of Stelos, and it is a fantasy-based strategy game where you play the role as a general trying to defend your homeland from monsters. You do that by raising up funds, raising up a large army, and to do so, you will acquire different cards in which you can use to do that. So start off with 5 merchant cards and 3 bandit cards, and these are just to acquire resources, as well as our character ourselves, as well as and a certain agenda. When the game ends, victory points are counted, and whoever has the most wins. And the game ends by either everyone dying, which is an automatic loss for everybody, or the monster being defeated. But either way, let's get started. So, in my hands, I have drawn around 5 of 5 gold, which is our currency, or in-game currency, which you can use either if you want to be offensive or defensive to prevent bad things from happening or to buy items. These are monster encounter cards. As the game progresses, different things will happen, and they have differing amounts of severity as well as the amount of money it takes to prevent them, versus these, which are just different items. Because I am playing a very militaristic leader and I want to start my army off quick, I'm going to spend 3 gold to purchase an infantry unit, and then 3 gold to purchase a builder. And while we purchase these, we can't use them until our next round, because they were put into the deck, which then shuffled up, and then we draw from again. Either way, now that's all done, my turn has ended, and at this point is usually when the monsters spawn units. So I currently don't have my dice roller on me, but they tend to spawn on average around 3 units around per person, so they can get up to a lot of people if you're not careful. And as you can see, you can only spawn units. This applies to them too, on forts and home bases that you own. And these little guys right here are your little units. So now that that's all done, we draw from the deck some more. And we got our infantry, our builder, our bandits, and then, yeah. So we have drawn around 1 gold, actually. Ooh, that's bad. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, now that we purchased items, we can draw more items, and more items are added to what you see there. So I have 2 gold, so I'll purchase another builder, and then after which I will spawn these 2 units. So you can use the gold that these units generate and then spawn them. It's very important rules clarification. But to spawn them, you essentially pick the location you want to spawn them at and go for it. Now, because of my ability, I'm going to be able to spawn 2 of these guys. One being an undead, while the other one is not. But essentially, the soldiers are designed to engage in melee combat, and they can defend tiles and such. Builders cannot, but builders have their own specialty in the fact that they can build towns, forts, and shrines, which all provide unique bonuses. And now that I've spawned them, I can't move them into my next corresponding turn, so that wraps up my turn. And now that I'm, practically speaking, all done with cards, I take the cards that I used earlier, reshuffle them, and add that to my deck. Alright. And at this point, the cycle continues until one of us wins. Now I'm going to speed up the pace of the game a little bit so you can see some of the other more unique features. So say we got our builder to a viable build space, right? Using the builder, we can build one of three things, being either a shrine, which adds points that allow you to win later on in the game, a town, which generates revenue, or a fort that allows you to spawn units and adds bonus defense. I'm going to choose to spawn a town. So I get an additional +1 gold per round. And of course, at that point, this tile is out of play. And lastly, there's of course terrain. So there's ocean and rivers. Land units can pass by rivers, but they can't go on oceans. However, there are naval units that can go through rivers and on oceans, and they can carry land units. And then, in addition, there are also mountains, which are just straight and passable. You cannot pass through a mountain. So let's say that, by the way, only 3 units can fit on a single tile, but let's say 3 units meet and they want to engage in some melee combat. How would that be facilitated? So usually, one person will engage in attack. The other person will defend their tiles. Let's say I engage on the attack, so I'm on the attacking side. In which case, for each person I'm attacking with, that is 1d6 worth of attack power. And essentially, the adversary and I both roll. And then whoever rolls the highest wins. Now, if there's a tie, the defender automatically wins. However, once the rolls have been shown, but a clear winner hasn't been announced, you can actually use items and spells to increase the power of your units. And then lastly, say one of their guys dies. They can either stick around and fight for another round, but they fight using 2d6 instead of 3, or they can retreat to a previous tile, and I can win the day. And at which point, that would be my action for that round. Either way, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.